Okay, we have the green bars, we have the live counter sticking up, so it should now be live, which of course means welcome back to the Storytime Network. It is a Paradox Art podcast for the first time not related to anime in a while.
We do occasionally talk about things other than anime.
Well, I wanted to talk about this because Series 19, and it is series, was, like, genuinely one of the best series overall, I think, and it's time will tell whether it manages to sort of pass the recency bias factor and become, genuinely the best. It's obviously got some very, very stiff competition.
I mean, Series 4 and 5 still exist.
Series 4 and 5, Series 9, Series 13 and 14 are all...
11.
11 as well. Honestly, Series 11 to 14 or 15 is probably the most consistent run of the show.
This is my first series of Taskmaster that I've watched.
I think me and my wife have watched every series at twice.
I've watched most series multiple times. I've also watched seasons 1 to 3, series 1 to 3. Oh god. Series
We've
1.
infected you, Middington.
I was infected by Americanisms ages ago. I also watched series 1 to 3 of the New Zealand Taskmaster, and keep getting partway through 4 and then getting distracted.
Honestly, dang.
But the other thing is that maybe because, as I said, series 11 to 15 were so good, I very much struggled with 16 and 17.
18 was also a struggle for me. I love Nick Muhammad, but that stretch was very and was 16
16 was Sam Campbell
Sues.
and
Yes.
Lucy Beaumont and Julian Clary and the Sues.
I will say the Sues are among my favorite tests.
Yes. I think overall it was a good series. There were just elements of it that just didn't click.
I will say Taskmaster Hotel will live forever as one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, no, that was just insane and so good, and saw somewhat of a revival in Series 19, as we'll discuss.
Yeah.
And then Series 17, unfortunately, John Robbins was just so much better than everybody else, unfortunately. And it's
So, I will say, Matthew Baynard was, really gonna win it at some point.
I mean,
it was more sporting, and he wasn't, it was, look at it.
The difference, I think, is that John stormed to his victory because he was, exceptional. He's got the most points out of anybody, certainly in the UK version.
Right.
I'm not sure about any of the international versions. Matt himself, I think, actually said he doesn't feel like he won Series 19, and spoiler warning for the winner, yes, Matt won. He doesn't feel like he won Series 19, he feels like everybody else lost.
To be fair, though, he is not wrong.
He was still a very good competitor, but there were also moments of just absolutely horrendousness from him. And look, it helps. It absolutely helps that he accidentally showed his presumably scrotum and
Yeah.
and licked yogurt off Alex's shoes.
God,
Which
that was
again,
like the most pathetic. It was great.
he said,
Perfect.
"Oh, surely somebody else would have put." He thought that surely somebody else would have picked least, and that he had to go hard, and he really, really didn't.
He really did. God.
To make things worse as well, apparently. The boxers he was wearing became quite see-through in the sun. So he was once again showing off his crotch, and this time the production decided to save him. Oh,
What do you think was intentional?
what do you mean?
Well, like, how was he not aware of the nature
No.
of his?
No, not at all.
No, he wasn't. He really, really
How?
wasn't. I don't
Like-
know. I don't know. But basically, he has said after the presumably scrotum incident that he had absolutely no idea it happened. He had no idea until it was brought up in the studio. And even then he was like, Are they stitching me up here? I'm honestly not sure, but I really hope they are. Because otherwise I exposed myself quite badly there.
I'm pretty sure, like, that's illegal in some jurisdictions.
It was an accident, and to be honest,
Everyone agreed.
yeah. I'm not sure there were
I
going
will
to be
say-
many complaints because the Taskmaster production staff will have seen that and just gone, "Oh, that is amazing! Thank God this has happened."
This is thank God.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. It was great that it happened. I'm just fascinated by how something like that can happen by accident.
Yeah.
Well, so like here's the other thing, right? It's like, okay, so let's back up. The Series 19, which just wrapped up, the contestants were Fatih Al Ghori, Jason Mantzoukas, Matthew Baynard, as we discussed intensely at this point, Rosie Ramsey, and Jamie. God, I call her
Stevie
Jamie
Martin.
Mantzoukas.
Stevie Martin.
Stevie Martin.
So we should talk about the competitors. Did y'all know anyone other than Jason Mantzoukas going in?
Rosie and Matthew.
I knew Matt a little bit because he's done the Horrible Histories TV series in the UK, and
Yep.
I believe he was on the UK version of Ghosts, which I still haven't watched in full, but I have watched little clips of. And I knew Rosie because Rosie is actually
She is the wife of one of the other contestants from, I believe, Series 12?
13, Chris Ramsey.
Yes. Who is very famous for going, "No way!"
No way!
On screen. It's
Yeah.
Because he's a Jordan. And
Both of them are incredibly Geordie.
they also have a very adorable podcast.
Yes, shagged, married, and annoyed. I've been getting more and more clips of it now that I've been, actually, because Rosie posts a lot of clips on her Instagram, so I've been getting a lot more of them. I'm not sure I'd call it adorable, considering some of the stuff they've discussed.
Well, I mean, they're adorable.
Yeah, no, they're great. I absolutely love them, and it was so funny getting Chris on the podcast, the Taskmaster podcast, to talk about Rosie, and basically just absolutely like nailing her to the cross with some of the stuff she'd done.
I mean,
Like-
that's just a sign of a healthy marriage,
Yeah.
really.
And to be fair, Rosie 100% returned the favor, because you'll remember the the wedding picture that Rosie brought in.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's incredible.
What makes it even better is that Rosie revealed on the podcast that Chris was semi-erect in that picture, and that's why she had to stand in front of him,
Oh my god.
because
Oh my
he had
God.
had a lot to drink by that point.
Wait, isn't that supposed to make you less likely to...
I'm not
Get-
sure what... I don't know. I don't know what Chris is like in that sense, but that is what she said.
No, I mean,
Okay.
like, chemically, I'm pretty sure alcohol is, like, anti that.
But regardless, I think like Rosie and Chris are both incredible. Like
Yeah.
we knew Rosie from that. I haven't heard of Stephen Martin before this. Nor have I heard about Fabia, but they're both wicked funny.
So, and of course, Jason Mantzoukas needs
Yeah.
no introduction.
Fatia, I believe, has been on the comedy circuit for a while. I know.
I've gotten a few more of her clips.
Yeah, I know. Ed Gamble has talked
Like they're good
at
friends.
a fair enough length to say that he has known her for quite some time and is good friends with her. Stevie
Yeah,
is,
so
Stevie is a lot newer, as far as I'm aware. I believe she was a journalist before, and then came into comedy. She's sort of a mix of comedy and actor. I know she was in Alex's other TV show, The Horn Section.
Yes.
And she believes that he asked her to be on Taskmaster because he thought she would be a calming presence, which is not the case, because
No.
that's the personality that Alex wrote for her in his show.
Yeah, he really, in hindsight, he really should have done a bit more. You put a bit more thought into that, of all things.
It worked
I will-
perfectly, though.
This is my favorite Bachelor test.
Honestly,
As a
yeah.
cohort.
I think
Like,
I
as
think
a cohort.
I think the other one that, again, there are a couple of other groups that do sort of match up, but I just loved these five so much, and the chemistry between them was so good. And I think part of that was to do with Jason, because he's got such
Yes.
an improv background, and so he was just fucking yes-anding everything.
He's got he was built for Taskmaster.
Mm.
Yes.
But I will say, maybe this was a unfamiliarity. I was not really vibing with anyone but Jason at the beginning. They grew on me,
Yeah.
but episode 1, I was like, okay. Individually it was funny, but I just wasn't seeing as much of the you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
It takes a
Yeah.
while to get used to the cast.
Mm-hmm. No, it absolutely does.
Yeah, and I think Mill and I have both had moments of it takes us I took a while to get used to Ed Gamble. He took me a while to.
Yeah. Series 7 is one I remember in particular because it took me a while to get used to. Again, as people I wasn't as used to compared to Rod and James, it took me a while to get used to Jess, Kerry, and Phil.
I will say Jess has become one of my.
I also want to point out, this is probably a pretty solid introductory point to more recent Taskmaster for people who aren't familiar with British media. Because like I said, Jason Mantzoukas is a great lubricant.
Yeah.
It's-
I mean, it
just-
certainly helps. I mean, he is the first. He's not the first American contestant, because that I believe is Desiree Birch, but he is the first contestant still based in America, because I believe Desiree moved over to the UK at some point.
Right, and Mae Martin, they are Canadian.
Yeah.
As is what was the other older woman in that series? Mae's series.
Jenny.
Brace woman. Yes, Jenny Eclair.
Jenny is English for the most part. I
thought she was Canadian.
I believe she was born elsewhere, but I am fairly sure she is full-on English. Let me see. Yeah, she was born in Malaysia, but she is English. It's just that, as she stated in her series, her father was part of the military, and so moved around a lot.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I also think, again, Jason helped with the contestants. Jason also helped with Alex and Greg.
Yeah, he really disarmed them. Like, him and I think Bob helped really disarm both Greg and Alex.
Well, Fatia flirted with Greg throughout the entire series.
Oh, like, that's what I mean, though. Like, very rarely do I see Greg rattle.
Yeah.
In that way. Like, he was thrown. And, like, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very obvious from episode 1. But I think so. Okay, what is her accent called?
Somebody actually asked on the fucking Reddit at some point. Let me see if I can find it. It's something like mixed multicultural English.
No, I was talking about the bruv part.
That is just sort of a
that's British, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just sort of a Britishism that's like
but it is a regional Britishism. It's not a universal Britishism, isn't it?
Where the fuck is it? I know I fucking read this even today.
But yeah, while she threw them off with like just her personality, I think the way Jason threw them off was just by the fact that he's a little chaos gremlin.
I love him so much.
Yeah.
As it turns out, he doesn't really play characters on TV shows. He just exaggerates his own personality.
Yeah.
No, I was telling Mill during the series, like while we were active watching, I was like, oh, Adam Pimento is just him.
Yeah.
He also played a character on Legion, which again is just him.
He also played there's a character on The Good Place. Also.
Yes.
The guy who ended up with the medium.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about.
I just don't know their names, so I'm just saying other defined.
Even though his name was literally the title of the episode he was introduced in.
But I was like, I think they all had their strengths. And
Yes.
And Matthew were very try-hard. They were charming.
Well, again, Matt has said that after he won those first 3 episodes and had a clear advantage, he started feeling really bad and self-conscious. that he was going to come off as really unlikable. I mean, that's part of the reason why he let Stevie win the live task a little bit later on. Is because, to be
fair though, that was a rough task.
That was a rough one. It's also very interesting that it apparently cost him some kind of record of having the most points in live tasks, film tasks, and prize tasks. Like if he had won that live task, he would have had the most points given in all three. But
That doesn't shock me.
I will. Okay, let's ask a more difficult question. Who is your least favorite contestant this series?
I think I have to say Matthew. As much as I liked him, like Fatia was just so. So I love the Joe Brand is also like in my head is like one of my favorites because she just does not give a shit.
Yeah.
And could not be bothered.
Mm-hmm.
And like Fatia is another one of those characters. So like I really appreciate her. Rosie was just charming.
Yeah.
Top to bottom. She was like very much Mel from series 4.
Mm-hmm.
Where like, you know, Mel was such a mom, and you're just like, aw, like my mom tried. And like, it was just funny.
I'm in a similar boat. I think it's between Matthew and Stevie for me. Matthew's just like a little bit drier than the rest, despite the pants incident. And Stevie's humor just doesn't mesh with me very well. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's just a compatibility issue, so it's between the two of those for me. I will say, I didn't like Fatiha at first, but she really, she was one of my favorites by the end.
She grows on you.
Yeah, she's an acquired, she's definitely an acquired taste, yes.
I think I would probably say Fatia just for that reason. Like, I absolutely ended up loving her by the end. It just took me a little bit longer to get into her flow compared to the others.
Yes.
Took Greg a while, too.
Yeah.
God. If you had told me that they had actually gotten married by the end of it, I would have believed.
Okay, so this is I'm gonna ask a not completely novice question. Mostly because, again, this is Babby's first series of Taskmaster for me. Are Greg and Alex banging?
No, they are.
No, they just.
So Alex.
They just really love playing up the sexual tension portion of their relationship.
Yes, it is a bit that they both like playing a part. Alex is very happy and has a very adorable kid, very adorable.
Yeah.
That's just okay. Is it strange that I'm just a little bit disappointed by that?
There is so much fan fiction for them.
I wouldn't go that far. I'm just like, I'm
just saying, there is a lot of fan fiction for them, and they know about it.
Have they ever done a reading?
They might have done it on, an interview.
I'd love to see if I can find that. But yeah, overall, it's definitely, my impression of the series as a newcomer is very positive.
Hmm.
Though I do wonder if starting with this one has set the bar a little too high.
It might have,
Potentially, but
I just don't think I could have gotten into the other ones because I just like didn't have at least one person who was familiar to anchor onto.
yeah.
So I will say that, like, if you've ever watched Bake Off, Series 4 is probably the best one to start at.
That'll be the next one I watch then.
Because, so 2 of the contestants on Team 4 are Mel Gidroich and Bill Fielding. Mel used to be one of the hosts of Bake Off, and then Noel is the current host.
Okay, that would help as well. Because I have watched it. I'm not the biggest fan of Bake Off, but I occasionally it's on sometimes.
It's a good comfort show.
You know, when they're not being horrifically racist.
I mean, what's her face? She is a Tory.
Yeah.
Anyway,
once again, blame the British. It's always their fault.
That's fair.
But yeah, I will say, out of curiosity, how have there ever been like repeat tasks or like reuse?
None that have been aired. To a certain extent, there are certain tasks that have been taken from pretty much specifically the New Zealand version of Taskmaster.
Oh my god, the peak task. Oh, so good.
So I think there's probably been about maybe half a dozen of those. In terms of repeated from just the UK version of Taskmaster, none that have ever been aired. So there have been they always film more tasks than they actually show. Just in case certain ones don't end up working out in the edit.
Right, and they save some as tiebreakers.
Yes, there's also that, but there are certain tasks that they have tried with multiple different casts. So, for example, Series 15 had what was the wording of it? Use this refurbish this umbrella to make a new thing, sort of, or something like that. And it had previously been tried in Series 6. One of the contestants, Lisa Tarbuck, basically looked at it and went, "I'm really sorry, I have no ideas for this one." Literally nothing.
I mean, fair, but also like.
I mean, some of these tasks are really hard. Like
No, I would I would not last 3 seconds on Taskmaster. I'm aware of it, but I do like. I think it's interesting to see like where some people have limits and blind spots like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see Dara. So Dara Breen is considered and is probably the smartest contestant ever to be on Taskmaster. And one of his best moments is, what? Wait, what? What?
Yeah.
Wait? With the milk.
Yeah. So basically, they walked into the lab. There was 2 microwaves on plinths with 2 6-liter cartons of milk on them. Alex basically said, "Don't open the task." Okay, why shouldn't I open the task? I just don't think it's in your best interest to open the task. They eventually all opened the task, because of course they did. And it was basically hold the cartons of milk above the microwaves for the longest time. Your time started when you entered the room. And Dara just, for some reason, just got so confused. And so he picked them up and then put them down and was just could not understand what was happening.
Sometimes the brain just crashes.
Yeah, it's amazing what the brain just ignores.
Yeah. I mean, in Series 19, you had Rosie just completely, like, not understanding the failing the task.
That was incredible. That was incredible. She's
go ahead.
very direct as a person, and so this is entirely within her norm.
Yeah, no, again, Chris says this on the podcast. You can see it. If she does not understand something, her eyes just go blank, and she doesn't ask any follow-up questions. She just goes on and does whatever she thinks she should be doing. And it was, again, rewatching that task, you can just see it happen. She just goes, okay, I'll go do that task then, and she just does it.
Yeah, it's done.
I mean, that task was also spectacular in that I genuinely thought Stevie was upset.
Oh my god, same.
I absolutely bought that she was really upset. The only thing that clued me in that something might be up is that Matt just sadly scooted away. And I just was like...
No, I bought that. I bought that entirely.
I feel like there might be something going on here, but I had no idea what it actually was. And I obviously completely bought that Jason would just face plan.
To be fair, he did actually.
I mean, he did. He absolutely did. But I didn't... I bought that it would be on accident rather than on purpose.
That is the thing with him, isn't it? Is like... You never know how much of it is an accident that he's able to talk his way out of and how much of it is on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I will say... They're playing it up, right?
What do you mean?
Like,
this is the really interesting thing about Taskmaster, is that people have gone into it going, oh, I'll be a certain character in this, I'll play certain aspects up, and they've not been able to sustain it, and they've just revealed their true personalities.
Well, yeah, but I don't mean like playing a character, but like I believe that they're using this is their actual personalities, but like exaggerated, right?
Not
Some of them.
sometimes, but not always.
Like Sam Campbell and Lucy Belmont are perfect examples. They are both weird, and I mean this affectionately. They are weird, but and like none of that is an affectation. None of that is them playing that up.
Yeah.
That is just who they are, fundamentally.
Where do they find all these people?
These are all British comedians, like people on this who are just in Alex's and Reg's.
I mean, yeah.
How have they not run out after 20 seasons?
There's a lot of people, and sometimes they get, some weird American coming in saying, I want to do your show. Even though the flights over to do the tasks will put me at a loss for the show. Because that's the thing.
Did he not? Yeah, go ahead.
That's the thing, the way, I mean, between Jason's schedule and the Taskmaster's schedule in general, Jason absolutely had to fly back and forth between America and the UK multiple times, and as a result, he was at a loss for the, in terms, his show fee did not cover the flights and the hotels.
Right. Look, there's a certain level of professional conduct and dedication is expected of all of our clowns.
I mean, the point is, I don't think it's not like Jason. I doubt Jason is struggling for money. So I
Well,
doubt
yeah,
it
obviously,
affected him that much, and it meant that he got to be on a TV show that he absolutely adores.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want, like, as a fan of this show, like, I would love to be on Taskmaster. I would hate it, but I would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I would be dying the whole time, but I would willingly jump into that fire.
Hmm.
In terms so, Bill, I want to ask this after I ask Fuzzy, but Fuzzy, what was your favorite task?
So, I will say, listen, I understand that as a writer and an aspiring member of the literary circle, to say this is a crime, but I really, and I'm ashamed that I do, I really enjoyed Fish Tank.
Fish Tank was so good. Fish Tank was good. Fish Tank was good.
Yeah.
I hate myself for it, but I really enjoyed it.
It's just the perfect example of Alex's humor, and again, the dynamics that eventually arose within the show between the contestants and Alex.
I was not a fan of again, I forget all of their names. I was not a fan of Rosie until her solution to Fish Tank.
Hmm.
But yeah, episode 1 definitely left the strongest impression for me. Because, first impressions.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And
I really liked everything involving the carrots.
I mean, that's the point. They there have been members of the director, both directors, I think, have been on the podcast and basically said what we do is, we pick the task that's going to come first, and we pick the task that's going to come last, and then we work on everything in between.
Oh, that is an interesting way of approaching it, huh?
Because we want to, we really want to show off everybody's personalities at the start, and we really want to end with a bang at the end.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, Bill, what was your favorite task?
It's a really tough one, because there were some really, really good tasks this season. A lot of very convoluted tasks, which
I will say that's becoming a problem.
It is, and it's just unfortunately the nature of they are 20 series in.
Right.
They've done all the simple ones for the most part. Can I pick a solo task and a team task?
Sure.
Team task, it's probably is going to be the Taskmaster drive-through. Just because I immediately just saw that and went, this is going to be the Taskmaster Hotel all over again. This is going to be the team of two actually managing to be really good, which they were, because Jason is just so fucking good.
I mean, that is the reason you get a yes.
Yeah. Just coming up with all this bullshit about their restaurant, and then Rosie, the fact that they put Rosie in the kitchen when she didn't know what one of the shapes was a mistake to begin with.
And then putting Fatia into the service role, oh my
The
god.
worst part was Fadia was the best of all three of them.
Yeah, and then Matthew just fully committed to being a calculator.
Like, Matt just... Again, it's a running theme throughout the show. He makes his own problems for himself.
Yeah.
Like, so many times he just added this little thing onto a task that he didn't need to do and just hindered him so horribly. And this time it was that he was like, okay, I've got to get the maths right here because this is, like, a key part of the task. When there's also an element of, yeah, but you also want fast service, come on, dude. So that would be my favorite team task. I think I've got to give solo task to teach Alex a lesson he'll never forget.
Oh, that's a good
Because
one.
I just
It's so
fucking
uncomfortable.
died laughing. It's so uncomfortable when Jason was teaching Alex to be abusive to the crew.
Oh my god.
It's so glorious that Fatia wins the task by being nice, a complete opposite to her previous fucking performances. And then it's just Matt just screaming, "Down you go, Horn!" Even when he got it right. It's just like, is being dunked in a bin of cold water like that mildly traumatic?
Yes.
Oh god, but there's just so many other
The amount of
fucking...
abuse they have onto Alex.
I mean, overall throughout the show, yeah. I mean, it's insane that this show was Alex's idea, considering how much abuse he puts himself, he lets himself get put through throughout the show.
It's incredible. Like, I have to applaud it.
Yeah. No, I mean, absolutely. The man clearly, like,
Loves shit.
knows his shit and is also just so unwilling to embarrass himself. So unwilling to to embarrass himself. Yeah. Like, for the good of the show. Like, and I think that helps the show as well. Because if he wasn't, then it would just be, these two, Alex and Greg semi-torturing these other 5 comedians.
Right, and like that's honestly where I have a little bit of an issue with other series, like the other shows.
Yeah.
Because like there's not that chemistry in the New Zealand cast, Jeremy, the assistant. But I think the assistant is really good at being an Alex type character.
No, Paul Williams is very, very, very good at that sort of sneakily little subservient role, but also, like, torturing.
Like for Australia, I really like the dynamic between the two of them. But I think he's a better Taskmaster. The assistant isn't as good as Alex.
Yeah. I mean, not to get off topic, but the thing with Jeremy in the New Zealand Taskmaster, at least, is that he didn't really know about the show when he got brought in, and he's not a stand-up comedian in the same way that Greg is. He is more of a skit comedian, as far as I can tell.
Oh, that's a very different skill set.
Yeah. And so, especially, you can very much tell in that first season, he went in basically believing that the points didn't matter. And so he just scored it entirely randomly. And I think that first season in general was just getting its feet under itself.
Right. I never, like, even series 1 of, like, British Taskmaster is not the best. Like, Ramesh and Rosie and all of them are very funny. But you can tell that they're
Yes, nobody knows exactly sort of what they're supposed to be doing here and how they're supposed to be treating everything.
Right.
And to be fair, the tasks, for example, were still sort of getting their feet under them because they had the high five a 55-year-old, which Alex has said he'll never do something like that again.
Yeah, that was a really weird task.
It ended up being funny, in part because, Frank high-fived two 27-year-olds and then a 1-year-old after threatening to take away the 1-year-old's ice cream. Ramesh failed...
There's a fucking crazy.
Ramesh failed spectacularly, and fucking Tim did it on the first try by lying about comic relief. Like, that's, that is in the performances. To a certain extent, yes, all other tasks are good, or other good tasks are because of the performances of the comedian, but I would say that didn't sort of set itself up to allow the comedians to, show off certain aspects of their personality, certain skills, the way other tasks have.
Right.
See, you're all saying that, and I'm still stuck on the concept of, could you like high five a 60-year-old and then a bunch of fetuses?
I don't think that would go well. They were also in the mall.
That is fair.
I mean, I'm not sure. It didn't particularly go well for Frank either, to be honest. It took him so long they ended up coming fourth. So.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, and then like you have the crazy people like Josh Whittaker, who like, what did he do again? He tattooed Greg's name on him.
Yes, so I would say two big things there. He tattooed Greg's name on his foot as a I think it was something like buy the best gift for the Taskmaster. Here's 20 quid. And again, to hear him tell it, he was so fucking nervous watching the others go up and give these fairly benign presents while he's got fucking Greg's name genuinely tattooed on his foot and going, oh god, have I misread this so badly? Are they gonna be like, what the fuck have you done? Why would you do that? And it ended up working. And then the other one is fucking counting the rice, the baked beans, and the spaghetti hoops.
That was the first time they had done a solo task.
Yeah.
They haven't done it in a while, partially because it is kind of unfair. But
there's also certain element of Alex tends to do it to people that he knows. And there have been, because we are now sort of engaging in the wider British comedy circuit, there aren't as many people that Alex personally knows. I mean, fucking Mark Watson, who is, one of Alex's best friends, he tortured Mark so many times.
Oh, the cheeky text.
Yeah. Oh, the cheeky text.
Mark Watson was on Series 5.
Was on Series 5, basically got given a phone and told, you have to send
a fake burner phone.
Yeah, basically like a Nokia brick, got told you have to send a cheeky text to the Taskmaster every day until the studio records. That's 100...
And he gave him Greg's real number.
Greg's real number, 150 messages over 150 days. Except Mark only did 148. And to make it even worse, part of this task Mark had to do while he was filming like some Bear Grylls survival show. So he had to basically pre-write the text and pre-send the texts, or get somebody to send them for him. And he still only came too short, and Greg basically went, well, I can give you no points then. Even though it's been a key part of your life for the last 5 months, I'm not giving you anything.
But like that's just the essence of the show.
Yeah.
You know?
Again, it works because, you know, Greg is capricious. He will just, you know, if he decides he doesn't like something, he will just not give it points.
Yeah.
So, like, do the points matter or do they not matter?
Not
They
really.
do and they don't.
Yeah.
No one cares.
There are certain
Like no people who care.
some people on the show will care, but overall it's just meant to be a, as Greg has said, a light entertainment show. You know, you're not supposed to sort of, and it's sort of the big, I would say, disconnect between British fans and a lot of American fans, because Britain has a lot of these sort of comedy shows that have a point system that just doesn't really matter.
Like QI.
Yeah.
What's the one with Lee Mack? And
Would I Lie
David?
to You?
Yeah, that one.
Like, you know, QI, the points are completely random. Most people end up in the fucking negatives. Would I Lie to You? The score never reflects, like, the actual rounds that have been shown, because they do a lot of rounds that don't get shown. So there is definitely an element of, you're free to sort of care about the points distributions, but it's not sort of, you shouldn't take it too seriously. And the vast majority of contestants don't actually take it that seriously. The only ones who do are the really competitive ones, like Ed Gamble.
Like Ed Gamble, like Lou Sanders, who is probably like me and my wife's contestant.
Do you say?
So, what you're saying, Mill, is that you would also be a tryhard on Taskmaster.
Probably. I'm a very competitive person.
Yes, we're aware.
I've made no secret of that. I would absolutely be trying my best. And you know, there are absolute, I mean, even on this series, you know, Stevia said she absolutely tried her best. She thought she was going to be better at it. In fact, I think after the filling up the vase task, she said, "Oh, I can chuck this one away because I can just make the points up elsewhere," and that did not happen.
Nope.
You know, I don't think Jason particularly cared about points, and I definitely don't think Fatia cared about points. I think Rosie only cared about points in so much as she wanted to try and beat Chris.
Yeah, she was playing a different game.
Yeah. I mean, it's just unfortunate for her that that Chris was, unfortunately, probably one of the highest scoring losers in the entire show.
He's also, like, he came second that season, right?
Yes. He came second with, I think, 170 points. Yeah. Sophie had 173. Like, if you actually look at sort of a league table, like, there's Tim Vine, Jess Knappett, Sarah Millican, Joanne McAnally, and then Chris Ramsey. Chris scored more points than Matt, and still
Really?
lost. Yeah.
That
Chris
Sophie was crazy.
Chris 170, Matt 169.
Yeah.
It's the weed number.
Yeah. But I will say, like, just to go off on Nazis for a bit, but like Chris and Sophie, they were both like very good contestants. Like Sophie is actually one of those try-hard contestants that you actually kind of root for.
Yeah.
Same with Matt. Like Matt is that person.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, you can tell sort of how much getting to be on the show meant to Matt, because certainly I'm fairly sure he's been sort of a well-requested contestant from the fans, and you know, he seems to have a fairly naturally competitive mindset, but he is also incredibly like I would have to say socially anxious, in the sense of once he didn't want to do too well. He wanted to win, of course, but he didn't want to win, you know, too hugely.
Right.
Which, you know, unfortunately did happen in the end.
So as much as I would like to continue chatting, something has come up, so I believe I'll have to retire early today.
That's okay.
Sorry about that. I just
No, it's okay.
Oh,
you know, stuff. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later. But yes, it has been fun, and I think overall, I am happy that I have been introduced. Like, I've watched Taskmaster. Like, it's a very fun show. It was very fun to watch with my mom as well. Like,
Good.
she was like really a
it's a
huge
good show
fan
to
of
show
it.
your parents. Like, it's a good
Yes.
show to bring up. Like, we showed it to my in-laws, and they really liked it too.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to continue watching with my mom probably.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a good experience, and I'm glad this is something I've been introduced to. Yeah, I will talk to you guys later.
Right.
Yeah.
See you, Fuzzy.
Bye bye.
But you know, I do think that there are like certain tasks, like Fatia bringing in the prayer mat. Like, you know, everyone knows she did. That wasn't the spirit of the task, but no one cared.
Yeah.
It was a good story.
No, Ed Gamble cares. Ed Gamble cares deeply.
I mean, Ed Gamble cares a lot about a lot of things.
But there were, again, just going back to Matt worrying about how well he was doing, there were apparently a couple of moments where he wanted to argue against something, but really felt he couldn't because of how well he was doing.
Aw. I just like Matt. Like, Matt is such a good... He's the actual comic presence. But you could tell he broke at some point during the show's recording. The fucking feral way he threw that couch out of the house.
Yeah. Just the manic energy in that throw.
We also know that Jason's favorite scene in the Series 5 because he brought in a lot of Series 5.
Well, yes. Aisling, I think, may have just been probably a convenience thing, in the sense of I believe like at some point both Jason and Nish appear with her on her Instagram. So it could very
Okay.
well be a case of that. Nish and Jason have known about their, similarity
Similar
in
appearance.
looks for a while, and actually dressed up as each other one Halloween. I think 2018, I want to say.
Incredible.
So there is a picture floating around of Nish in Jason's in the attire that Jason always wears, which is a white button-up shirt and blue jeans, and Jason in one of Nish's suits with, I believe Jason was holding a MASH report card and Nish was holding, I believe, an EpiPen.
Incredible.
Because I'm not sure if you know or noticed, but the reason there were no eggs in this season is because Jason is deathly allergic to them.
Oh, huh. That makes sense.
I think there's a few more things that he is allergic to, but eggs is one of the big ones, and considering how much of a staple it's been of previous seasons.
That makes sense. I do appreciate them making an effort of they really try to accommodate.
Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely.
Rosie, right? Rosie from the I think last season.
Yes.
That in and of itself.
Mm-hmm. But again, I have only ever heard I've never heard a bad word spoken about the Taskmaster production crew.
No, they genuinely care.
There have been occasionally people who haven't 100% enjoyed their time on the show. I think Doc Brown is the big one, and that's more because again the show was very much still getting its feet under itself, and he's just not that type of comedian that he's just not the type of guy that thrives in that kind of environment.
Right.
And so he did.
Julian Clary didn't feel like he enjoyed it.
I think Julian did enjoy it as a thing. I think he sort of enjoyed the sort of low stakes of it, I guess.
I don't I got this weird. I don't know. There's a vibe off him that I didn't quite get.
It's sort of I think it is hard to tell with him just because he is, in general, a very dry person.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd have to go back to, because he did do an episode of the podcast, which, I feel like speaks to the fact that he probably did enjoy it, because I doubt he'd do an episode of the podcast if he didn't. I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, not that every contestant ever has done an episode of the podcast, and that doesn't mean that they didn't enjoy it. I mean, going back to season 2, I think John still has sort of is still a little bit frustrated with how the show went.
John Kearns?
No, John Richardson. John Kearns loved it.
Oh, I mean, John Richardson is just it's just a fucking...
He's a very weird man.
He's a very weird man, but he's also just... there's a reason he and Belmont were together.
Yeah.
I know they're divorced now, but, there's a reason they were a couple.
Yeah.
For a long time.
But yeah, no, Kearns, as far as I know, absolutely adored the show.
Even
if he felt very awkward during the team task day.
Oh my god. That was so good. That is one of the best twists.
It's just so funny that this is the first time that John is meeting Dara O'Brien, this very, famous and well-established comedian and TV personality, and he has to act like a complete fucking moron in front of him. Meanwhile, Fern is trying to smooth things over with Dara, going, John's just had a kid. I'm sure that's affecting him a little bit. And then the reveal, and Fern is just like, I stood up for you. But it's just epitomized by, I think it's the final team task shown in the series, which is where they're having to make their faces out of clay, but only I think only John can see, and Fern and Dara have to use one hand each. And John just says, Dara, are your eyes a Sinatra blue? And Dara just genuinely just sounds so annoyed. Shut up. just shut up with these types of questions. God damn it. I mean, speaking of teams, this might be one of the... I mean, JV Martzoukas is absolutely one of the greatest teams in the history of the show.
Oh, like, they're up there with...
And I know because Stevie started doing basically live streams on Instagram.
Genuinely a fan. Like, she's genuinely a fan of Jason.
That would not shock me at all. But
like, the way she interacts, like, when you see them first, you can tell she's a little starstruck.
Yes, no, absolutely. And, you know, she said she was a little starstruck in general because of the fact that she is... Of the five, she is the least established and least famous. But she started doing Instagram lives, like, between the ad breaks and after the episodes. And for the finale, she managed to get Jason on Skype or Zoom or whatever. And it is so clear they have such a good relationship with each other. They have such good chemistry with each other. And they did say they're gonna try and they've been pestering their agents to get them on as a pair on the Big Fat Quiz of the Year.
Oh, that would be so fun. That would be so fun.
So, fingers crossed that happens, because I would absolutely adore that. But then you've got fucking Fatia, Matt, and Rosie.
Oh my god.
I mean, Fatia was taking shots at Matt, like, from minute one.
Yes. I mean, the task where they had to dress up as, like, children. Ugh.
Oh god, I mean, that task in general, like, I think it was filmed the best family video.
Yes.
And you had Jason and Stevie as a father and daughter, but not in the way you'd expect. No, Stevie was the father, Jason was the daughter, and they were interrupted by Alex playing a pervert.
And then they all chase each other out into the street.
Out into traffic.
God.
And then you had... Again, Matt as a father, Rosie and Fatia as daughters, but for some reason, Rosie and Fatia also have beards.
That was a weird thing that they all did, and I have here for why, like, the fact that they did.
Again, as Greg asked, what's with all the hairy women?
Come on, guys.
And yes, just the psychopathic element of the father giving, you know, the less favored daughter the best present, knowing that she'll want, you know, Rosie's present, and just, like, manipulating her. Like, it's so awful, but it's just so funny.
It's, like, such a good... It's also, like, very British.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, not to be an asshole, but, like, it does feel like that's such a, like... That's...
No, I imagine that has absolutely happened, in a fucking, you know, British home somewhere.
I mean, it's happened in America, sure.
Yeah.
But, like...
But yeah, it's that sort of low-key, like... psychopathy, abusiveness, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree.
God, I'm sorry. I'm just looking through the TV trope funny page, and just Alex saying, "I like the hairy girl." It's so funny.
I think like what solidified JV Martinez as like one of the best is during the guess the other team bit
Hmm.
when
Oh
Jason
yeah,
and have to like are trying to guess in the studio, and
yeah.
they both like just completely read and like do like all the weird motions on stage,
Hmm.
and then it ends with them on the floor looking up and Jason just
Again,
going.
it's Jason just yes-anding it. You know, it's
What do you think will be like when we graduate? Like
that killed me. That absolutely just killed me. I was laughing so hard. That might be my favorite line from the entire series.
it's like perfect. It was
Yeah.
like perfect.
And just so perfectly timed as well. Just absolutely incredible. And
Like you could tell Greg was just like, "Oh my god, what have we done?"
Oh god. I think it's, it's generally a good sign with the teams when there are quite a few like team tasks in the live tasks.
Right.
Because that basically tells you, yes, no, these teams got on really well and have really good dynamics with each other.
And then you have Ed Gamble and David.
Just, I think they knew, especially after watching David's live tasks, they knew, or film tasks, sorry, they knew that they could only do that the once, because otherwise there would be an on-screen murder.
Yes. 100%. However, you have to admit, it is the fucking number.
It's hilarious. It really is. It's just so perfect. Because it's not like the girls do any better either. They don't do an amazing job. They do a so-so job. It's just the fact that David is so bad.
David is so shit. Like, it truly is. I am handicapped by the fact that David Padilla is David Padilla.
Yeah.
And like, love this show. It's so good. Like when it's good, it's good.
Yeah. And I started saying it, and then we sort of got off topic. I'm just really happy about this, about how much I enjoyed the series, because I was, I struggled through 16 and 17. I didn't end up watching 18 because I was worried I'd basically just burnt out on the show.
Same.
So
I understand that. Yeah.
So to come into this and just enjoy it so much was just honestly just such a relief for me, because I love Taskmaster so much. I've genuinely been watching since the first season. And
yeah, me and my wife started watching around 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And like we've been such big fans.
So the fact that I was able to make this, renaissance for me is just so gratifying, I guess, and I just loved it so much. And yes, it is certainly in terms of subjective rankings, I would say this is probably now up there with I would say 13 and 14 and probably 5.
I think 5 is still like up. Like it's gonna be hard to top 5 because Nish is just a fuck up.
I mean, as Greg said, he was just pathetic, and they just. But again,
everyone loves it.
It's it's the teams being Aisling, Sally, and Bob just being this weird, chaotic trio, and then you've got Nish and Mark just developing this bromance throughout the entire series.
Culminating in them singing the greatest song.
Yeah. Like, I'll stay, or I will rephrase what I said earlier about, if there are a lot of team tasks and the live tasks, it's generally a good sign for the teams. It's also a really good sign of how the teams have gone if they do make a team task the last task of the series.
Yes. And that was the drive-thru, right?
What was that, sorry?
Was the drive-thru the last task?
Drive-thru was the last task, yeah.
That's a good one to end on.
Yeah.
That's the right one to end on.
I mean, that last episode was just, really good in general, because the task before it was the freeze on the spot in the most powerful pose. It was just so fucking funny. Just in the sense of, Matt going, what's powerful? Killing a puppy?
And then, you have Fabia just say, fuck it.
Yeah. Just changing positions. You had Rosie being like, roller skates are from the 80s. The 80s were powerful, right?
Oh!
And then Jason standing on the plinth.
On top of Alex.
Yeah, with Alex, sat just in front of the plinth, and forcing Alex to take part in it as well as a result.
That's the thing. That's the best. Those are, some of the best ones where, they get Alex to participate.
Yeah.
In a way that he knows is just fucked.
I mean, look, we could go through every single task in this series and talk about how much we love it. I mean, the ones I do want to mention in particular are that we haven't already mentioned. Was work out what Alex has on the very top of his head, just because Jason took an hour and 40 minutes, which
are some of the longest tasks in history.
I believe that is the longest time anyone has taken on a task in the UK version. The only one that I know beats him is David Correos in the Taskmaster New Zealand with the shoelaces, because that took him 2 hours.
The only one that comes close in the British Taskmaster is Matthew with the multitask.
Yeah, so Matt, that was 52, 53 minutes, I think. Yeah. There was the live task, not the live task, the team task, the riddle task in Series 12. I believe the team of 3 took an hour and 33 minutes to complete it because Guz just kept getting distracted.
Oh, yeah. I've had a revelation.
There's been another revelation in lab. So many revelations. Fuck me in the face. And that task is so funny because you can see Alex in the back of the shot just dying with laughter every time Guz comes on the fucking walkie-talkie.
And you can see Desiree grow in terms of just how much she wants to this man.
Yeah. I mean, it gets to the point where they basically go, Guz, just give Desiree all your fucking stuff and let her get on with it, please. Because at this point, we're going to be here all night.
I think, Series 19, though, also has some of the best chemistry overall.
Mm-hmm.
There's very few other series that have as good chemistry.
Well, the really interesting thing is that apparently for think it was said the first time ever all 5 of them ate lunch like between episode records together. Like they would, between, because for those who don't know, the studio records are filmed 2 episodes per day, and obviously they'll have a break in between to let everybody sort of decompress, get some food, because certainly for this series,
Very active task.
each episode record was about 3 hours.
That
Because I could only presume Jason kept yes-anding literally everything, and it took a while.
Yeah, that does not shock me. He's a crazy man.
I mean, I believe he and or maybe somebody else in the cast has said, I think either him or Stevie, I think, have said that, for example, the jokes about I can't remember what the prize task. No, it was the best thing for a middle-aged man to keep on his bedside table. Rosie bringing in a picture of herself with a sex curtain. That bit apparently went on for so much longer than got shown in the edit.
Oh my god.
So much longer.
Rosie bringing in the pelvic thruster is like up there with prize task. It's like
because.
What?
It's not necessarily crazy that she brought that in. What's crazy about it is the category was best thing you've borrowed from a close friend, and she borrowed it from her sister.
Got the same juice, ain't it?
Yeah. Just oh my god.
You could tell Chris was going, Rosie!
Yeah. No, like Chris was absolutely just like, That is insane! Why would you do that? The other one was, I can't remember. No, it was the fucking draw the monster task. Apparently, again, the bit after Rosie said, we were the monsters, right? Went on for so long.
Oh my god. That does not shock me.
Because they just kept riffing on, there being an M. Night Shyamalan twist, the fact that they were actually all dead, that sort of thing. Just
oh my god.
So funny.
I also love Jason just refusing to, just no selling the Britishisms.
Yeah, no. I mean, there was a compilation that was posted, I think today actually, of of Jason and his Americanisms, basically, fighting against,
Britain.
the Britishism. So obviously there was the Alex correcting Jason in the first episode with "Serious Jason." I can't remember what task it was for, but Alex said the word labor and then said, "That's LABOUR, Jason." And then the fucking filled the vase task.
Vase.
So where's the vase? That's the vase. So where's the vase? I think there was another one in that same task as well. That I can't.
It was the Skittles.
There was also the Skittles, yes.
And Lollipop.
Lollipop Lady, yeah, that was one that he was just like, what the fuck is that?
You are not a real country.
Yeah. It was Routes and Roots. That was what it was.
Oh my god, yes.
But that task has reminded me because obviously Jason ends up getting disqualified because he just puts a little less than the required 6 liters, and then Rosie imitates him with, frankly, a really impressive American accent, saying, "I'm just gonna eyeball it," which is what Jason said in the task.
Wild.
But that
was wild.
What reminds me of the fact that Jason was apparently very, very impressed with just how quick Rosie was with those little quips.
Rosie, she's good.
Yeah.
She is she is whip fast.
Yeah. No, she's she has a very very clever mind when it comes to these quick jokes. Even if she doesn't, there are certain things that she doesn't quite understand, like the fact that she was obviously not the monster when there was a monster outside the car.
I love that they brought the monster back for the lockbox task.
Oh yeah. I also that task was also great.
And like Fatia, you don't expect her to just crack it.
Well, that's the thing. So Jack Bernhardt is a sort of writer / comedian that has basically compiled a giant list of stats for the show. Has like this huge table with all of the contestants in, and has ranked the. You're able to. He's made it able to be ranked by how well they did in prize tasks, live tasks, and subjective, objective, fastest wins, and all sorts of other parameters. And he basically said that in terms of those do so-and-so fastest win tasks, Fatia was actually the best in the entire series. By quite some way.
It's weird because you don't expect it. Because she's got, like I said, she's got that Joe Brand energy.
Well, it's part. I think it's part of that. Just I can't be arsed being here for a long time, so I'm just gonna do this as quickly as I can. Whereas everybody else fucked about in some way. I mean, fucking Jason just did not give a shit how long he took in some of those tasks.
No, truly, there to just destroy, dismantle, engulf in flame.
So yeah, Fatia was actually really, really good at those fastest wins tasks. But
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't.
Yeah. But the other thing from that lockbox task is the fact that fucking teenage girls clapped Matt as he ran past because they thought he was a marathon runner.
To be fair, he does look like a marathon runner. He
does in that outfit. And then the fact that Jason kept trying to talk to that fisherman, that random fisherman, and he kept moving away. Oh.
Like, damn.
No, it's a superb TV show in general, and this is an absolutely fantastic.
It's a good one of, like, it's hard to be like, oh, I hate. Like, this is one of those ones that's like, it's hard to hate.
Yeah.
Because it's such a good, it's like, oh, they cook it.
Mm-hmm. And, as somebody who was reading the Reddit throughout the show, there was just so much love for the entire series. Just overall, there was a little bit of backlash against Fatia at the start, because certainly after that first live task where she just did not give a shit, didn't try.
Yeah, but that was funny though.
In hindsight, it's absolutely hilarious because it just plays into her persona so well. But obviously, we didn't know that at the time.
Right.
I think if that had been in like episode 6, nobody would have actually given that much of a shit. Because you get to episode 10 and that live task with the carrots. And once again, Fatia just does not give a shit, barely tries, but you didn't get that same level of, what, doesn't she care? It's more, oh god, Fatia's just so funny for being the contrast here between, these insane people. Jason flinging his head back and forth inside the bucket. Fucking Rosie, well after the whistle is gone, fucking licking the carrot.
Oh, and like the fence task. I forget what it's called. The fence, the studio task with the fence.
Oh, the fucking spoon and ball, yeah.
Yeah. That was genuinely hard.
Yeah, no, genuinely, like, so fucking tense, and I could just feel Jason's frustration, and I can't blame him. To fail at that point is just so heartbreaking.
But it was so good. It
was
just so... Like, it's one of those where you have to kind of, like, be like, no, this was genuinely the, like, I think that is one of the best tasks out there.
No, it is. Like, again,
Arnhem is, like, up there.
Yeah.
Too. So, like, I think that one just knocked that apart.
Yeah, no, it's really good. And, again, as much as we can somewhat rightly criticize, and as other people have criticized, the sort of lengthiness of the film tasks and the sort of convolutedness of the film tasks, I think that the live tasks this series have just been so good.
Like, there's a few that have been really confusing, like the chess one this season.
Chess one?
The one where they had to, like, do the letters. It was a riff on
the
one
chess clock one. Yes, that one. I mean, that was hilarious for how badly Rosie was struggling.
Yes. So, like, it was one of those ones where I was like, okay, this is actually a little bit...
Yeah. I mean, again, it's so funny because they actually... they did a round... This is in the outtakes. They did a round before the first one shown where they did 6-letter words. And Rosie basically just fumbled for a word for, I would say, a good 20 to 25 seconds.
That feels right.
And then it ended because I think Jason said a word that wasn't actually 6 letters, and then transferred the clock over, and then the time on the team of three's clock ran out, and Alex is like, I don't know what to do here, clicks a button, I've accidentally reset the clock, so let's just say that was a practice round. So really, JV Markzukas should have won that team task by even more.
Yes.
But what was another prize task that I really, really fucking liked? Oh, it was the blowing stuff off the table.
Oh, that was so good.
That was, again, so tense in the end.
It's the weird one. Always the weird one.
Yeah. And the other live task that really sticks out was front ham.
I mean, front ham was just front. Like, that's a normal thing, guys, right?
I mean, yeah, but it's always nice to see it get on the international stage. Especially considering Rosie did not understand what she was doing at all.
No, absolutely. How could
you? But I think the other thing is that obviously, I think everybody knew, especially, I think it was... What episode was it? Yes, it was, I think it was episode 7 or 8, where it became very clear that Rosie was just not going to be able to catch Matt.
Yeah.
And so it was basically like, okay, Matt's won the series. But then if you, if you look underneath first, everybody was on such close points. And it got to the point of, after episode 9, going into episode 10, I was looking at that fucking league table where they were all within, like, something like 5 points of each other. and going, you know, no matter who comes second in the series, there is absolutely going to be an element of me going, how the fuck did that person come second?
I mean, I will say of them, Stevie makes the most sense.
Stevie does make the most sense, and I was really, really glad that she did come second, because I was just so endeared to her throughout the entire series, and so just I felt like cheering for her every time she did a task. Just so likable, but you know, even then, looking at some of the tasks that Stevie did, you just go, how the fuck did she come second?
Percent.
Stevie and Jason both won 2 episodes each.
Right. Like, don't expect it.
No. I mean, at one point when Rosie was in second, Alex outright said, somehow she's in second for the series. Like, outright calling it out.
I mean, fair.
Again, I don't blame him, because, again, it just was somewhat baffling and is definitely a sign of the fact that the series was just Matt Bates and 4 insane people going for second.
Like, that said, though, would you have had it any other way?
No, honestly, no.
Right, like, again, like the platonic idea.
And I think this series is really interesting, because I think it's probably one of the first ones where there has been, such a gap at the top where it hasn't felt a little bit underwhelming.
Like, Dara's season was fun, however, it was very.
I mean, to be fair, in Dara's series, Sarah was keeping up with him pretty ably for most of the show.
Right, so like,
I would say
one of those like where you can call it pretty early.
Yeah, I would say the big examples I'm thinking of are 17 with John Robbins, and then 6 and 8 with Lisa and Lou respectively.
Yeah.
Like, certainly both of those 6 and 8 were both considered, and to be fair, they were not helped by the fact that they both came off the back of, incredible all-timer series, because obviously 6 came off the back of 5, and
right.
8 came off the back of 7. Like, it's just that bar is just so incredibly hard to actually reach at that point.
James Acaster on that was just done.
James, was one of those where you could tell he really, really cared and he really wanted to do well.
Yeah, but it was funny that I think he caught that at some point.
Yeah. I mean, again, James is one of those. I mean, that entire Series 7 is genuinely one of the highest scoring series in the entire show. Because you've got Kerry on 176, Jess on 175, Rod on 167, and James on 165.
Right.
James with 165 would have won Series 8, 10, 16, 18, and 11. From the 10-episode series.
That does not shock me.
Like, Jess is joint, like, fucking highest scoring loser in the entire series, along with Tim Vine.
I will say, I fucking love that Jess falling off the...
It's perfect, and it's made even more perfect by the fact that
they call it the Nap It.
Yeah, they've renamed the stage the Nap It, but it's just so perfect because, There is that question of, do we have to do it blindfolded? No, you don't have to do it blindfolded. You don't have to worry about falling off. Just falls fucking off. And the other 4 contestants, because they have their fucking, blindfolds on, they don't know what's happened. They've just heard the crowd react, and Greg just go, oh shit. And so James is very much just like, tell me you fell off, please. That's the only thing that could have resulted in that reaction.
And like, oh my god, perfection.
Yeah, and that incident, that Jess falling off is one of those occasions where they go for the go for the
funniest bit.
Go for the funniest thing, because I believe there was a bonus point for most magnificent walk, and obviously Jess's wasn't the most magnificent walk, but she nearly hurt herself, so of course she was getting that point.
Right, come on. I was really worried I was also falling off Taskmaster, especially during, it was during the season with Nick Muhammad.
Yeah.
I like Muhammad a lot, but that was just a hard.
I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's just that the cast didn't gel particularly well.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think certainly in these later seasons, it's more important than ever that they get the casting right, because of the fact they've had to resort to more, lengthy and convoluted tasks.
Right.
So, when there is a series like 17 that just doesn't quite get that dynamic right, it just becomes all the more apparent, because it doesn't quite make up for the, as said, convoluted tasks that they're now having to do.
I will say, the MSCD, Andy Murray seasons are very good. It's funny. It's not, it's middle of the road.
I am 100% gonna watch it. I did end up actually watching some clips a few weeks ago that I just really enjoyed. The one in particular that I watched, because I saw a lot of people talking about it, was the team introductions in that series, in Series 18, with. Because obviously, it was Rosie and Jack D, which is just a hilarious contrast.
Yeah.
And then the team of 3 was Emma Siddy, Baba, and Andy Zoltzman. And obviously, Andy and Emma both have quite elaborate costumes. Emma as an old-timey detective with full-on trench coat, sunglasses, and hat. Andy is this cricketer. And Baba just walks in and is just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he thought they were part of the task.
Yeah, he thought they were just gonna... He didn't think they were the other contestants. That is genuinely, again, one of the all-time great, team meetings as a result. Just the sheer... And then, again, I think I watched, them reading the task. I don't think I actually watched them doing it, but them reading the task and, coming up with ideas, and I can't remember what the task was, but Baba's face as Emma and Andy just came up with increasingly insane ideas is just, and him just going back and rereading the task to make sure he's understood it properly, and that he's not going insane here.
To be fair, I would also think that.
Like I said, what was the fucking task again? Oh yeah, become the best multi-headed creature. They must prove they are the best creature by doing something impressive. And, I think Andy and Emma talked their way into making the impressive thing, making a smoothie. And Thomas just like rereading the task thing. It did say most impressive, right?
Not fast, right?
just so funny. Like I said, I will now that series 19 is over, I will absolutely make some time to watch 18.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. Like, it's one of those, like, yes, I understand entirely why, like, that was hard.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. In a way, like, because it's like just as everyone, like, you're just, oh my.
Yeah. And I am, the contestants have been announced for Series 20, and I'm absolutely looking forward to it. Based on the contestants, the main two that I know are Maisie Adam and Sanjeev Bhaskar.
I haven't even. I even like. Yeah, I haven't even about it.
So if you want me to go down the list,
Yeah, no, I'm happy to hear about it.
So we've got Anya Masliano, who I believe is a newer comic and does quite a bit of quite a bit of social media stuff. I'm not 100% sure about that. Maisie Adam is a pretty well established comedian. Was on Mock the Week a lot, and has a hilarious sort of relationship with Ed Gamble. Because he just adores taking the piss out of the fact that she's from Yorkshire and has quite a strong Yorkshire accent.
Is that a posh area or?
That's it's not a posh area. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's a rough accent, but it's a very distinct accent. And it's up in the north of England, so it isn't the greatest area, but I wouldn't say it's terrible. I have to say it's not terrible. I grew up there.
So would you say you have a Yorkshire accent, or?
I do not have a Yorkshire accent at all, no.
Okay.
I mean, the big one is the fact that, again, on an episode of Mock the Week, Maisie talked about the fact that I think it was during the winter, and there'd been some snowy and icy weather. She talked about the fact that she grew up in a dip, in a valley, basically, and that there was a woman who lived at the top of one of the edges of the dip, who would walk downhill and basically walk with her feet pointed 10 to 2. And would say 10 to 2 as she shuffled down this icy hill. And Ed basically took that I grew up in a dip and just fucking ran with it.
Excellent.
There are multiple clips. I mean, I will post a fucking video of just Ed taking the piss out of Maisie it's a 20-minute video. And it's just great. And so yeah, Maisie is really good. Phil Ellis is another one that I really don't know at all. I believe he did actually post a video on Instagram basically sort of introducing himself to the Taskmaster audience, so I need to make time to watch that. Reece Shearsmith is writing partner with Steve Pemberton from Series 17.
Okay.
But I believe people have said they have quite different energies, so quite similar sort of comedy styles, but different energies in performing that comedy. So that's going to be interesting. And Sanjeev Bhaskar is another really well established name on the British comedy circuit, and has starred in quite a few TV shows as well.
Okay.
I believe he was in the Sandman show.
Oh, okay.
And he's been in as I said, he's been in a few other things. If I'm just going through his fucking Wikipedia here, so he was in the greatest movie of all time, Paddington 2.
Obvious.
What else? What else? He was in an episode of Doctor Who. He did make a couple of appearances on Horrible Histories. As I said, he was on The Sandman. He was actually in an episode of Good Omens.
Oh, okay.
So he's
Mad about that. I'm so mad about all of those.
yeah, no, it sucks. It really, really sucks.
They were so good too.
Mm-hmm. He's a pretty well established name. I believe this is also the series 20 is the series that Alex said is the first one that they've got a contestant in his 60s, a contestant in their 50s, a contestant in their 40s, a contestant in their 30s, and a contestant in their 20s.
Wow.
As just, a nice little bit of trivia, I guess.
Dang.
I believe, again, I feel like I saw... yes, here it is. It has one of, I believe, the highest gaps in ages between the oldest and youngest contestants from like the main series. If not the oldest from the main series, actually. I'm just having a look at the thing that somebody's put up. No, the biggest gap in a main series is actually series 9 with Rose and Joe Brand.
Yeah, that makes sense. Joe is closer to Greg. Rose was so good at the junior Taskmaster.
Oh yeah, that's
she was the perfect choice.
Yeah, no, she was a fantastic choice for that. Mike was a fantastic choice for the assistant as well.
Like they were both the right pick. Like,
yeah.
I could like being the junior Taskmaster, but he works so much better as
yeah.
And they obviously could get Greg to do it, but like
yeah.
Rose is just the right energy.
No, there's the right energy of, nice enough that she isn't going to make any of the kids cry, and has this sort of, like, non-threatening energy, but is still, very much sharp enough to be able to make some really good jokes out of, not so good attempts.
Right. Like, the only other person I could think of, like, who has the right energy is... Oh god, what's her name? The one that Greg always jokes about should be a children's entertainer.
Oh, fucking Charlotte Ritchie. Yes, Charlotte Ritchie. Yes. God, I love Charlotte Ritchie.
She was so good. It was such a good... That's also, like, real up there.
As I said, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I personally would say 15. Just an absolute all-timer of a run. Like, just...
I didn't want to say the bit about Mike with the mohawk.
Yeah.
In front of Fuzzy, because they deserve to see that a lot, like, for themselves.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, no, those, as I said, 11 to 15 in my opinion, certainly 14. Just no misses in any of those series.
No.
And I that may be part of why, 16 and 17 struggled, is because they were coming off the back of that run.
Right. Like,
it's just going to be, again, it's going to be very difficult to maintain those standards. Okay, that's a little...
I think we're at time.
We are at time. One last thing. Little traumatic to learn that Analia Magileano, who is the youngest contestant on Series 20, is the same age as me.
It'll happen to you
too. She was born February 1998, so she's actually 4 months younger than me.
How's it feel, Mel? How's it feel?
Not amazing. Not amazing, I've got to say. But yes, no, Series 19 is so fantastic. I'm going to look forward to rewatching it over and over again, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, I've already rewatched it twice.
Yeah. But yes, that is where we're going to end for today. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. In terms of future stuff, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, not 100% sure if I'll stream on Saturday. We'll see. There's something I've got to do during the time that I would probably be streaming, so we'll see if I can do it. We'll see if I can stream, but if not, we are definitely going to be on Sunday because it is our summer 2025 anime premiere stream. So look forward to that. Otherwise, please do give us a follow here on Twitch and all that YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, bell icon, blah blah blah. Otherwise, hopefully we'll see you over the weekend. Good night.
Night.